Welcome, everyone. Today we are going to talk about something very important. Mistakes. Not the kind you make once, but the kind you keep repeating. Because the truth is, one mistake can teach you a lesson, but repeating the same mistake again and again can destroy your life. Many people suffer not because life is hard, but because they refuse to learn. In this video, you will discover the mistakes you should never repeat if you want peace, respect, and a strong life. And if you listen carefully, this video will not only shift your thinking, it will also improve your English, step by step. Now, let's begin. Mistake 1. Never trust a betrayer. Twice the first mistake, and one of the most painful ones in life. Never trust a betrayer twice. Understand this very clearly. A betrayer is not someone who made a small mistake by accident. A betrayer is someone who knew your trust, knew your feelings, knew your loyalty, and still chose to break it. They saw your honesty and still lied. They witnessed your support and still turned against you. They understood your value and still disrespected you. This is not a mistake. This is a choice. And the biggest problem is that most people don't learn after the first betrayal. They forgive too quickly. They trust too easily again. They hand out second chances without seeing real change. And then they get hurt again. Listen carefully. The first time someone betrays you, it breaks your heart. But the second time, it breaks your self-respect, because now you already knew who they were. But you still looked away from the truth. You told yourself things like, maybe they were confused. Maybe they didn't mean it. Maybe they will change. But deep inside, you already knew. You already felt that something was wrong. The truth is simple. People reveal their real character through their actions, not their words. A betrayer may say sorry. A betrayer may cry. A betrayer may promise to change. But words are easy. Change is hard. Real change takes time, consistency, and genuine effort. And most people are not willing to go through that process. So they repeat the same behavior again and again. That is why you must protect yourself. Not by becoming cold. Not by hating people. But by becoming wise. You don't have to fight them. You don't have to prove anything. Just step back. Just observe. And most importantly, don't extend the same level of trust again. Because trust is not free. Trust is something people earn slowly. And once it is broken, it should never return to the same level. Respect yourself enough to say, you had your chance, and you lost it. Remember this line for life. Forgive if you want, but never forget what they showed you. Forgiveness gives you peace. But forgetting the lesson brings back the pain. Your life becomes powerful the moment you stop offering unlimited chances to people who don't deserve them. Because not everyone who says sorry deserves another place in your life. Some people are meant to be lessons, not permanent connections. So learn, grow, and move forward. And never, ever trust a betrayer twice. Mistake 2. Never expect honesty from a liar. The second mistake, and a very dangerous one. Never expect honesty from a liar. Think about this deeply. A liar is not someone who lies once out of fear or pressure. A liar is someone who chooses dishonesty again and again, until lying becomes natural for them. For them, lying is not wrong. Lying is easy. They lie to protect themselves. They lie to cover the truth. They lie to control situations. They lie because they know people will believe them. And the biggest mistake you can make is this. You keep waiting for truth from someone who lives in lies. You keep hoping. Maybe this time they will be honest. Maybe now they will tell the truth. Maybe they have changed. But the truth is, honesty is not a one-time action. It is a character. Just like a disciplined person doesn't suddenly become careless, a liar doesn't suddenly become honest without deep, genuine change. And deep change is rare. Very rare. Most liars don't change. They simply get better at hiding their lies. They learn to speak more confidently. They learn to appear innocent. They learn to make you doubt yourself. Yes, this is important. A liar can make you question your own reality. You start thinking, maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I misunderstood. But inside, something feels off. That feeling is your awareness. Don't ignore it, because your mind may get confused, but your instincts often see the truth first. Now understand this clearly. When you expect honesty from a liar, you are setting yourself up for disappointment again and again, because they will not give you what they don't have. You cannot expect loyalty from someone who enjoys deception. You cannot expect truth from someone who is comfortable lying. It is like expecting water from an empty well. No matter how long you wait, nothing will come out. So what should you do? First, stop arguing with them. Arguing with a liar is useless. They will twist words. They will change stories. They will confuse you. Instead, step back and observe patterns. Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do, because actions always reveal the truth. Second, stop explaining yourself over and over. A liar already knows the truth. They just refuse to accept it. Your explanations will not change them. You are not responsible for fixing someone who has chosen dishonesty. Third, create distance, not with anger, but with clarity. Distance is not weakness. Distance is protection. It protects your peace. It protects your mind. It protects your energy. And most importantly, it protects your self-respect. Because staying close to a liar slowly damages your confidence. You begin doubting yourself. You start feeling insecure. You begin losing trust in people, and that is dangerous. So protect yourself early. Remember this powerful truth. Not everyone deserves your trust, and not everyone deserves your attention. Some people are placed in your life to teach you a lesson. The lesson is simple. Believe actions, not words, because words can lie. But actions cannot hide for long. So learn from the pain, recognize the pattern, and walk away with wisdom. And never, ever expect honesty from a liar. Mistake 3. Never allow people who left by choice to return easily. The third mistake, and one that quietly destroys your self-respect. Never allow people who left your life by choice to return easily. Understand this deeply. Not everyone who leaves your life was forced to go. Some people don't leave because they had no choice. They leave because they wanted to. They chose distance. They chose silence. They chose a life without you. And when they left, they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew your value. They knew your love. They knew what your presence meant. But still, they walked away. This matters, because many people try to justify their leaving. They say, maybe they were confused. Maybe they needed space. Maybe it was a hard time. But the truth is, when someone truly values you, they don't walk away so easily. Yes, life can be difficult. Yes, situations can get complicated. But people who genuinely care, they communicate. They explain. They stay. They don't simply disappear. Now, here comes the dangerous part. After some time, they come back. Suddenly they message you. Suddenly they act like nothing happened. Suddenly they want back into your life. And your heart says, maybe this time will be different. Maybe they finally realized my worth. Maybe they truly changed. But stop. Think clearly. Ask yourself one question. Why are they back now? Is it because they truly respect you? Or is it because they need something? Many people don't return because they love you. They return because their other options didn't work out. Their new life didn't go as planned. Their new people didn't stay. Their circumstances changed. So they came back to what once felt comfortable. And if you open the door too easily, you are sending them a dangerous message. That they can leave whenever they want and return whenever they feel like it, without consequences. This slowly destroys your self-respect. Your value becomes temporary in their eyes. You become an option, not a priority. And once someone treats you as an option, they will keep doing so. They will leave again. They will ignore you again. The same pattern will repeat. Why? Because nothing actually changed. Only time passed. Real change is not just showing up again. Real change is understanding, taking responsibility, and showing consistent effort. Without that, it is just a cycle. Leave, return, hurt, repeat. So what should you do? First, don't react with emotion. When they come back, your feelings will rise. Memories will surface. But don't make decisions from that place. Decide with clarity. Second, don't give instant access. You don't need to block them immediately, but you also don't need to welcome them straight away. Let them show consistency. Let them prove change. Let time test their intentions. Because anyone can say, I've changed, but very few can actually show it. Third, set boundaries. This is very important. Boundaries tell people how they are allowed to treat you. Without boundaries, people will cross lines again and again. Say clearly, even if only to yourself, my life is not a place where people come and go freely. You deserve stability. You deserve respect. You deserve consistency. And finally, understand this powerful truth. Not everyone who comes back deserves a place in your life again. Some people return only to remind you why you had to let them go. Your growth begins the moment you stop reopening doors that once caused you pain. Your strength shows when you say, you left once, and that was enough. Because your life is moving forward, not backward. And the moment you stop allowing temporary people permanent access, your peace becomes stronger. So learn the lesson. Respect your journey. Protect your heart. And never, ever allow people who left your life by choice to return easily. Mistake 4. Never seek advice from foolish people. The fourth mistake, and one that quietly damages your future. Never seek advice from foolish people. This is very important to understand. Not everyone who speaks with confidence is wise. Not everyone who offers advice knows what they are talking about. Some people speak loudly but think very little. Some people give advice quickly but have no real experience behind it. And if you are not careful, you will start following their words. That is dangerous, because advice is powerful. One wrong piece of advice can waste your time, your energy, even the entire direction of your life. Think about this. If someone has no discipline in their own life, can they guide you toward success? If someone is always confused, can they guide you toward clarity? If someone keeps making poor choices, can they point you toward the right path? The answer is simple. No. But still, many people make this mistake. They go to friends who are lost and ask them for direction. They go to people who have achieved nothing and ask them how to succeed. They follow opinions instead of seeking wisdom. And slowly, without realizing it, they start walking the wrong way. Listen carefully. Not all advice carries equal weight. Some advice lifts you. Some advice pulls you down. Foolish people give advice based on emotion. It's not logic. Temporary feelings, not long-term thinking. Fear, not courage. They might say things like, "Don't try. It's too risky. Stay comfortable." Why struggle? People like us can't do big things. And if you listen to them, you will start limiting yourself. You will start doubting yourself. You will start shrinking your dreams. And one day, you will realize you didn't fail because you were incapable. You failed because you followed the wrong voices. Understand this powerful truth. Advice should come from experience, not just opinion. Before taking advice from anyone, ask yourself, is this person living the kind of life I want? If not, their advice is not meant for you, because people can only guide you to the level they have reached. If they have never walked your path, they cannot show you the way. This doesn't mean you should disrespect anyone, but it means you must be selective. Very selective. Because your future depends on the voices you let in. So what should you do? First, observe before you listen. Don't be impressed by words. Look at their life. Look at their habits. Look at their results. Because results don't lie. Second, seek mentors, not just advisors. A mentor is someone with real experience, someone who has failed and learned, someone who understands the journey. Even if they speak less, their words will carry weight. Third, learn to trust your own thinking. Many times, deep inside, you already know the answer. But you go looking for outside approval. You ask 10 different people and get 10 different opinions. Then you end up confused. Sometimes silence is better than noise. Take time, think clearly, and make your own decision. Because in the end, you are the one who has to live with the results. Remember this line for life. Wrong advice is more dangerous than no advice. If you don't know something, you can learn. But if you go in the wrong direction, you move further and further from where you actually want to be. So protect your mind, protect your decisions, protect your future. Because one right piece of advice can change your life, and one foolish piece of advice can undo years of hard work. Choose wisely, and never, ever seek advice from foolish people. Mistake 5. Never expect time or support from selfish and opportunistic people. The 5th mistake, and one that slowly breaks your heart. Never expect time, care, or support from selfish and opportunistic people. Understand this clearly. Selfish people don't think the way you do. They don't feel the way you do. They don't care the way you do. Their world is simple. What can I get? Not, how can I help? They measure every relationship by what it offers them. They stay when it is useful. They leave when it is not. And the most painful part is they don't always reveal this in the beginning. At first they may seem kind. They may speak sweetly. They may behave as though they genuinely care. But slowly, their true nature surfaces. You start noticing a pattern. They only call when they need something. They only remember you when they are in trouble. They only give their time when it works in their favor. But when you need them, they are busy. They vanish. They make excuses. And still, many people keep expecting from them. They wait for a message. They hope for support. They believe, maybe this time they will show up for me. But they don't. Because selfish people don't change based on your expectations. They act based on their own needs. And this is where the mistake lies. You expect loyalty from someone who only understands opportunity. You expect care from someone who only understands benefit. You expect presence from someone who only appears when it is convenient. And every time you expect, you get disappointed. Again and again. Listen carefully. Expecting from the wrong person is the root of emotional pain. Not because you are wrong, but because you are hoping for something from someone who simply cannot offer it. Think about this honestly. Have they ever been there for you without a reason? Have they ever supported you when things were hard? Have they ever given their time without any benefit attached? If the answer is no, then why are you still expecting anything? Hope is beautiful, but blind hope is dangerous. It keeps you stuck in the same cycle, waiting, hoping, getting hurt, and repeating. Understand something powerful. Selfish people don't feel guilty. They don't sit and think, I should have been there for them. No, they move on easily. Because for them, you were never a priority. You were just an option. When you truly accept this, everything becomes clear. So what should you do? First, stop expecting. This is the most important step. The moment you stop expecting, your disappointment ends. You stop waiting. You stop chasing. You stop feeling hurt, because now you understand the reality. Second, redirect your energy. Instead of giving your time to selfish people, give it to people who genuinely value you, people who listen, who care, who show up without conditions. Your energy is precious. Don't spend it where it isn't respected. Third, learn to give without expecting return, but with awareness. You can still be kind. You can still help others. But don't be naive. Don't give everything to someone who gives you nothing in return. Balance is power. Fourth, create emotional boundaries. Just because someone is in your life doesn't mean they deserve full access to your time and energy. Limit your availability. Protect your peace. Because your time is your life. And spending it on the wrong people is spending your life in the wrong place. Remember this powerful truth. Not everyone around you is actually for you. Some people are only there for what they can gain. And the moment that benefit disappears, so do they. So don't build expectations around temporary people. Build strength within yourself. Because real peace comes when you rely less on others and trust more in yourself. And the moment you stop expecting from selfish people, you start genuinely respecting yourself. So learn this lesson deeply. Protect your time. Protect your energy. Protect your heart. And never, ever expect time or support from selfish and opportunistic people. Mistake 6. Never take knowledge or guidance from immoral individuals. The sixth mistake, and one that quietly shapes your entire life. Never take knowledge or guidance from immoral individuals. This is very deep, so understand it carefully. A person can be intelligent. A person can be successful. A person can have money, power, and influence. But if that person has no values, they are dangerous. Very dangerous. Because they don't just teach you skills. They teach you their way of thinking. And thinking creates behavior. Behavior creates habits. Habits create your life. So if you learn from someone who is immoral, slowly, without realizing it, you start becoming like them. At first it feels normal. You think, they are successful, so I should follow them. But you don't see the full picture. Maybe they deceive. Maybe they lie. Maybe they manipulate people. Maybe they hurt others for personal gain. And if you accept their guidance, you also accept their methods. You start believing it's fine to lie if it brings results. It's fine to use people if it helps me grow. It's fine to ignore right and wrong as long as I succeed. And this is where your downfall begins. Because success without values is not real success. It may bring you money, but it will take your peace. It may give you power, but it will damage your character. And one day, you will look at yourself and not recognize who you have become. Understand this powerful truth. Who you learn from matters more than what you learn. Because knowledge is not just information. Knowledge carries intention. If the source is flawed, the direction will also be flawed. Even if the results look good for a short while, the long-term cost will be heavy. Think about this. Would you learn honesty from a dishonest person? Would you learn respect from someone who disrespects others? Would you learn discipline from someone who lives in chaos? No, because their life itself tells you the truth. But still, many people overlook this. They see money and get impressed. They see fame and get drawn in. They see success and stop asking questions. They never ask, how did this person actually get here? And that is the mistake, because the path matters. The process matters, not just the result. Listen carefully. You don't just learn skills from people. You absorb their mindset. If your guide is greedy, you become greedy. If your guide is dishonest, you become dishonest. If your guide has no values, you slowly lose yours. And once your values are gone, everything else starts to fall apart. So what should you do? First, look beyond success. Don't just look at what they have. Look at how they live. Do they treat others with respect? Do they speak truthfully? Do they act with integrity? Because real success is not just external, it is internal. Second, choose role models with strong character. Find people who are not only accomplished, but also honest, disciplined, and respectful. Even if their success came slowly, it is genuine, and it will guide you in the right direction. Third, build your own moral foundation. Don't follow anyone blindly. Think, question, understand right from wrong. Because in the end, you are responsible for your own actions, not your mentor. Fourth, be patient. Sometimes the wrong path produces quick results, but the right path produces lasting ones. Always choose long-term peace over short-term gain. Always remember this line for life. It is better to grow slowly with values than to rise quickly without them. Because a life built without values will collapse eventually. But a life built with integrity will stand strong. So protect your character, protect your thinking. Choose your teachers wisely. Because the person you learn from today will shape the person you become tomorrow. And never, ever take knowledge or guidance from immoral individuals. Mistake 7. Never expect respect from rude or ill-mannered people. The seventh mistake, and one that slowly weakens your sense of self-worth. Never expect respect from rude or ill-mannered people. Understand this deeply. Respect is not something everyone knows how to give. Some people were never taught it. Some people never learned it. And some people simply don't care. Rude people speak without thinking. They act without consideration. They behave without empathy. They cut you off. They dismiss your feelings. They communicate in harsh and disrespectful ways. And no matter how kind you are, no matter how politely you behave, they will still treat you badly. This is where the mistake happens. You try to earn their respect. You become extra accommodating. You stay quiet when they insult you. You tolerate their behavior again and again. You think, maybe if I'm more patient, maybe if I explain calmly, maybe if I adjust a little more, then they will change. But they don't. Because respect is not created by your effort. It comes from their character. If a person has no respect within them, they cannot give it to you, no matter how good you are. Listen carefully. Rude people don't behave badly because of you. They behave badly because of who they are. It is their habit. It is their mindset. It is their personality. So stop taking it personally. Their behavior is a reflection of them, not a measure of your worth. This is very important, because when you keep expecting respect from rude people, you start questioning yourself. Am I not good enough? Did I do something wrong? Why don't they respect me? And slowly, your confidence weakens. Your self-respect becomes fragile. And you start accepting treatment that you should never accept. Understand this powerful truth. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. If you stay silent when someone disrespects you, they will continue. If you tolerate rude behavior repeatedly, they will assume it is acceptable. And if you keep giving them access to your life, they will never feel the need to change. So what should you do? First, stop expecting respect from them. The moment you stop expecting, you stop feeling hurt, because now you understand the reality of who they are. Second, set clear limits. You don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to start arguments. But you must be firm. If someone crosses a line, reduce your interaction. If someone disrespects you, create distance, because limits protect your peace. Third, don't try to prove your worth. This is a serious mistake. You do not need to prove anything to rude people. They are not your judges. They are not your standard. Your value does not depend on their behavior. Know your worth and stand by it. Fourth, choose your environment carefully. Surround yourself with people who respect you, listen to you, and treat you with genuine kindness. Because the right environment builds you. The wrong environment slowly breaks you. Remember this powerful line. If respect is not given, distance should be taken. You deserve to be treated with dignity. You deserve to be spoken to with care. And if someone cannot offer you basic respect, they don't deserve your presence. So stop chasing respect from the wrong people. Start protecting your self-respect, because the moment you truly respect yourself, you will stop accepting less from others. And that is where your real strength begins. Learn this lesson deeply. Stand firm. Set limits. Choose peace. And never, ever expect respect from rude or ill-mannered people. Mistake 8. Stay away from those who never accept their mistakes. The final mistake, and one of the most exhausting experiences in life. Stay away from people who never own their mistakes. Understand this very deeply. Everyone makes mistakes. Every human being is imperfect. Every person fails at some point. But strong people do one thing differently. They acknowledge their mistakes. They say, yes, I was wrong. I need to do better. And because of that, they grow. But there's another type of person, a very difficult type. People who never accept that they are wrong. No matter what happens, they are always right in their own eyes. If something goes wrong, they blame you. If they hurt you, they justify it. If you try to explain, they twist the situation around. And slowly, you start feeling confused. You begin thinking, maybe it is my fault. Maybe I am overreacting. Maybe I am the problem. But the truth is, you are not the problem. You are simply dealing with someone who refuses to take responsibility. And this is dangerous, because without responsibility, there is no change. And without change, the same behavior repeats, endlessly. Think about this clearly. If someone never accepts their mistakes, will they ever improve? No. If someone never apologizes, will they ever understand your pain? No. If someone always blames others, will they ever fix themselves? No. So what happens? You get stuck in a cycle. They hurt you. You explain. They deny. You feel bad. They repeat. Again and again and again. And this cycle slowly destroys your peace, because you're trying to repair something that the other person doesn't even see as broken. Listen carefully. You cannot grow alongside someone who refuses to grow. You cannot build a healthy relationship with someone who avoids accountability. You cannot find peace with someone who thrives on confusion. And the worst part, these people often appear very confident. They speak with certainty. They defend themselves forcefully. They never show vulnerability. And because of this, you begin doubting yourself even more. But don't be misled. Confidence without accountability is not strength. It is ego. Understand this powerful truth. Growth begins where ego ends. But these people live in ego. They don't want to be wrong. They don't want to feel responsible. They don't want to change. So they protect their ego, even at the cost of hurting you. So what should you do? First, stop trying to prove them wrong. This is a trap. You will explain again and again, but they will not accept it, because they are not listening to understand. They are listening to defend. Stop wasting your energy there. Second, stop waiting for an apology. If someone never accepts their mistakes, any sorry they offer will not be genuine. So stop waiting for closure from them. Give that closure to yourself. Third, create distance, not out of anger, out of protection. Distance guards your mental peace. Distance guards your emotional health. Because staying close to such people will slowly drain everything out of you. Fourth, trust your own experience. Don't let them rewrite your reality. If something felt wrong, it was wrong. If something hurt you, it mattered. Don't dismiss your own feelings simply because they deny everything. Your experience is valid, always. Remember this powerful line. You cannot change someone who sees nothing wrong with their behavior. So stop trying. Instead, focus on yourself. Focus on your growth. Focus on your peace. Surround yourself with people who are willing to reflect, learn, and improve. Because life becomes lighter when you stop carrying people who refuse to carry their own responsibility. Learn this deeply. Choose peace over arguments. Choose clarity over confusion. Choose growth over ego-driven people. And most importantly, stay away from those who never accept their mistakes, because protecting your peace is your responsibility. So remember this. Life will always bring you lessons. People will come. People will go. Some will stay. Some will break you. But your real power is this: to learn and never repeat the same mistake again. Because the moment you stop repeating your mistakes, your life begins to change. Your peace becomes stronger. Your decisions become wiser. And your self-respect becomes unshakable. Don't go back to what hurt you. Don't trust again what already broke you. And don't ignore the lessons life keeps placing in front of you. Choose better. Think better. Become stronger. Day by day. If this video helped you even a little, make sure to like it, subscribe to Grammar Avenue, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Because one right message at the right time can truly change a life. Keep learning. Keep growing. And I'll see you in the next video.